All right, guys, we got a good show for you today. We have Nick Andersen. He plays for Wake Forest. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, so your story was kind of heard a lot across, I feel like, the country. Different things. I watched a lot of the Wake Forest games. I've been a Wake Forest fan a lot of my life. You had a historic season as a freshman. You had your eighth in the nation for interceptions, third team All ACC. What made for such a great season for you on your part?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was just kind of coming in and getting a feel for the school and the team. Had some great help from the coaches and older players. They really helped me along the way, and when my opportunity was presented, just kind of made the most of it.
Yeah. You always, like, I was doing a bunch of research for this. You always mentioned a bunch of those older players and how they like showed you the way. And I feel like that's a testament to your attitude about being a team player. Can you talk about a few of those players' names and stuff who really felt helped you?
Yeah. So a few of those players, Luke Masterson, he's a fifth year guy last year. Nasir Greer, he was hurt all of last year. Those guys, even just taking the time to work with a freshman like myself, was great. And the stuff they taught me of how to kind of go about my stuff, my days, balancing school and football, and getting the film room, kind of what to look for. It was such a big help, and it really helped me, take my game to a higher level than what it was at.
Yeah. Recruiting for you. I saw Butler in New Hampshire. They like officially offered you, right? And then, but you didn't really have
Yep.
much else with that, right? How was the recruiting process for you? And then,
Mm-mm.
yeah, how was that?
It was a challenge. It was difficult. It was hard. Some nights, kind of just, look and wonder. Can I? Will I play? Division I football? But the biggest thing, my dad was a great influence on me, and he would just always say, just kind of, that's just outside noise. If you just kind of keep doing, keep working hard, keep focused on your dream, and never stop, believing that you will make it. An opportunity will present itself, and Wake came calling, and as soon as got that opportunity, I took it, and things turned out in a good way.
Yeah, Wake Forest, I feel like they're known for they. If you're whether you're a scholarship player or walk on, they treat you the same. I mean, if you
Mhm.
look, a lot of players get a good opportunity to prove their talents. It doesn't matter if you're the best player or you're a player that just came as a freshman. Um,
Mhm.
how did that opportunity come about for you with Wake?
Yeah, so when I first got to Wake, as a PWO, with COVID, it was a little different and challenging. But it honestly was a good thing for me because we had to do these, kind of split practices. So usually, the guys in the, fourth string coming in the depth chart really don't get a whole lot of reps in practice. But, because we split the team in half, I was able to really kind of come in, get a lot of reps, learn quickly, and was able to showcase kind of, the way I play. And then, as it kept, practices kept getting, back to normal with the whole team, um, just was kind of moved in, kind of threw me in with the twos and then the ones, and after I showed that I could play with the top group, really then it was, okay, we can use him somehow, some way. So that's kind of how it came about.
Didn't you guys have a couple players that got injured before the season? One moved like safety, and then you kind of should. Did that happen? Yeah. And then they kind of filtered you in because they
Yeah,
thought.
so our stud at safety, Nasir Greer, he had a knee injury, setback, and then they were working around some guys. Some guys had little injuries here and there, um, and Luke, was moved kind of more to a linebacker role. Um, so just spots opened up, and
Yeah.
just kind of took full advantage.
Yeah. the one game I remember watching, a lot of people saw, you had 3 interceptions against Virginia Tech, big upset. They were number 19, I think, at the time. Um, Talk about that game and how special that was for you.
Yeah, it was big. The week before was my first start, and it was against Virginia, UVA. So obviously, I'm from Virginia. There's a little, some home ties there, but that I learned a lot from that game before. Because I played a lot of snaps that game, and when we came into Tech Week, everyone was kind of fired up. Obviously being a ranked opponent, and so just the preparation that week, from the coaches, just kind of putting me in different positions that would allow me to kind of look in and have my eyes back where I could kind of play the quarterback a little more, and see the run. It really helped my game and put me in a good position to make plays. And as you saw, plays were there to be made. But it was all in preparation,
Yeah.
and really a lot of what the coaches put forward that week. It was huge.
Yeah. So after the game, coach he announced that you'd be on scholarship. What was that like finding out? Especially as a walk on, someone that must have been really special for you.
Yeah, it was special. Yeah, I mean, it was. I was more happy about just beating a really good team in Virginia
Yeah.
Tech. Um, it was a special moment. It was a good for the university, good for our team. Everyone was happy. It's really a testament to the team's success after a huge game like that. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was special.
Yeah. Talk about the team, right? You guys were 4-5. You had a couple close games. That record easily could have been, 6-3.
Mhm.
You had some other, North Carolina in particular was a very close one. What you have this season, you have at North Carolina, at Clemson, all tough challenges. What are you guys working on for this to be your team's year?
Yeah. So I think obviously we took last year as a big learning experience. We have a lot of guys, a lot of returning players. So there's a lot of guys with experience coming back. After we just finished spring practice, there's a different mentality. Everyone's hungry. Everyone's ready, to really take the next step. We're not satisfied with being just a middle of the pack, AC team. We really believe that if we compete like how we have been this spring, really work hard with the guys that we have, we can be a nationally ranked team, hopefully playing in Charlotte in the ACC championship. So that's our goal. And we have a great plan to get there.
Yeah. So, it's interesting because, everyone's goal obviously is to win a national championship, but there's smaller goals. Is your guys' first goal right now, you think, just getting ranked, or is that first goal ACC championship? What do you guys consider?
I think our first goal is to come out week one and beat a good ODU team.
Yeah.
And then kind of just focus, week from there, not get too ahead of ourselves. Teams in the past here at Wake, have gotten to that 6-0, 7-0 mark, and then kind of just faltered down. We're taking it 1 week at a time, one day at a time, just trying to get a little bit better each and every day. And if you do that, you'll be happy with the end result. So
Yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about your high school days a little bit. So you played defensive back, wide receiver, and you played punter. How to come about playing punter? Feels like a little different.
yes, so I'm actually from a soccer background. My two sisters, play soccer. Soccer was my first love, and really my love up until my sophomore year of high school. Like when I was a little kid, I always thought I'd be a soccer player.
Yeah.
And so I loved that, and I started playing some football, and then my sophomore year when I got called to varsity, for football, that off season I kind of had to make a decision. I couldn't keep playing both. There's just so much to do. So I decided to play football there, and that's kind of where the kicking background,
Yeah.
came in. But yeah, that's sort of where it came from.
Yeah. I was reading your bio. You played a bunch of different sports. You were soccer, football. You played basketball, right? Did you?
Yeah, my senior year, correct.
Basketball, and then did you do track?
I did track junior year. It got canceled my senior year because of COVID. But yep.
Yeah. Do you think playing all those different sports throughout like your career helped you become the better football player you are today?
Oh, tremendously, tremendously. I mean, you look at soccer, from a cardio perspective, from a footwork perspective. You look at track, obviously, speed
Yeah.
and stuff, and basketball, but all these different things. I think sometimes kids get too focused in on, kind of specializing in one sport. It's not really good for your body. The more different types of movements you can do, the more that actually helps, injury prevention and stuff. And honestly, it just it's so good for your body just to be kind of athletic, and doing different stuff. Um, so, and really, whatever I'm doing, I'm loving it. So that's where all those sports came into play.
Yeah, final two questions. I grew up as a kid. I don't know about you. I watched college football final or something, to wrap
Mhm.
up the day. You got a helmet sticker. Did you know about that?
I did know about it. Someone did show it to me on Twitter. Yep.
Yeah, that I was that pretty cool for you because that's something like I would always watch as a kid.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool. Just kind of, like you said, always watching, those guys, and then it's kind of cool for them to say your name, but you know that stuff's great. I try not to get too focused in on it, because we are
It's
during the season and stuff, but it was cool to see, and my family really liked it, so it was good.
Yeah, I always ask the final question for everyone we've had on. When your football career is over, how do you want people to remember you as a person?
I want people. That's a great question. I'd love people just to kind of look at me, hopefully using it as an example. Like whatever your dream is and stuff, it's never too far out of reach. If you really put your mind to something, you can accomplish it. And, I mean, I'm not the most athletic guy in the world. I don't have great, measurables. But if you really want to put your mind to something, you can accomplish it. You have to be consistent. You have to be willing to make a lot of sacrifices. I love people just kind of look at me as an example and say, he did it, so can I. That's both in football, and in academics as well. Both very important to me. And just kind of just being a great person every day, having everyone kind of, like you, want to be around you. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I would say.
Yeah, well, Nick, really respect that answer, man. I thank you for coming on. I'm really excited to watch you guys play in the fall again. Full season again. That will
Yep.
be a good time. Thanks for coming on, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me on.